Hello everyone, it's my honor to introduce my recent study to you. My name is Siqi, and I'm currently a third-year PhD student with a major of Innovation, Policy, and Entrepreneurship at the Hong Kong University of Science and Technology. My research topic is, are digital innovation policies effective in promoting the development of digital economy in China? This study is conducted under the guidance of my supervisor, Professor Masaru Yarime. Firstly, the topic of this research is China's digital innovation. So, what is digital innovation? In this paper, I define digital innovation as the creation, adoption, or integration of digital technologies and the process of products innovation, process innovation, and business model innovation. Therefore, according to this definition, the scope of digital innovation in this paper refers to advanced digital technologies in China, such as 5G, Internet of Things, cloud computing, AI, big data analysis, robotics. In recent years, digital innovation has become the driving force of China's economic growth and transition. As we can see from this figure, in the share of digital economy of GDP rise from 20.3% in 2013 to 39.8% in 2021. To promote the development of digital innovation, in the past decade, Chinese government has launched in an increasing number of digital innovation policies. In 2013, government has launched 342 digital innovation policies, while in 2021, Chinese government has launched 1,242 digital innovation policies. However, whether these innovation policies are effective in boosting the digital innovation remains still unknown. So, my research aims to answer the following questions. Question 1. Among all these digital innovation policies, what kind of policy tools are frequently used by Chinese government to promote the development of digital economy? Question 2. Is every type of policy tools of digital innovation effective in boosting digital economy? Question 3. Among all these policy instruments, which policy tools are more effective in boosting digital economy? This study can benefit the society and the academy from the following aspects. First one, the effects of innovation policy instruments on digital innovation performance are unknown now, so this study will be the first to empirically analyze China's digital innovations through using computational science methods such as natural language processing to perform textual analysis on a large number of policy documents. Secondly, results of this research could guide the governments to allocate their resources and policy capacity more wisely and lead to more digital innovation. And after reviewing the existing study about the current studies mainly discuss the effectiveness of innovation policy instruments on innovation performance. And I found that there are contradictory views about the effectiveness of government policies on improving innovation performance. Some studies claim that government support policy has clouding in effects, while others concluded that there are clouding out effects. Besides, I also found that most of the existing literature empirically analyzed the impact of one single innovation policy instruments on improving the innovation performance of one industry or one region. So my research actually can fill the research gap from the following aspects. First one, Most of the previous studies evaluate the effectiveness of one single innovation policy in one specific industry or region, and no existing study systematically analyzed the heterogeneity of different types of innovation policies in different provinces and cities. Secondly, current studies have small sample size, commonly with only a few hundred policy documents. So my study can fill the research gap because my study will systematically evaluate and compare the effectiveness of different innovation policies and in different provinces and cities in China. And secondly, my study is based on a large number of policy documents using the approach of computational social science methods to conduct the data policy analysis. The data used in this study include digital economy index, digital innovation policy instruments, CGP, and population. Digital economy index is measured is measurement of the dependent variables, and it is the 2020 digital economy index of 31 provinces of China. And digital innovation policy instruments is a measurement of independent variables, and it is calculated by the number of digital innovations, of number of digital policies that contain a certain innovation policy instruments in a province, divided by the total number of digital innovation policies in a province. And this data is collected by the author from the Chinese Bailu Zhiku policy database, and it is the 2013 to 2021 digital innovation policies of 31 provinces of China. And how do we identify that the policy documents has this kind of policy instruments? Actually, I used the keywords to identify it if the policy titles include the keywords like data, digital, big data, AI. So I will define them as the digital innovation policies, and then classify the city level policy into different provinces, and then also use the keywords to classify the policy into 30 types of innovation policy tools, and then calculate the ratio. The keywords that I use to identify the innovation policy instruments in the digital innovation policies were showed in this table. So in my study, I defined 13 innovation policy instruments, including the fiscal incentives for R&D, direct support for firm R&D and innovation, training and skills, entrepreneurship, technical services and advice, cluster collaboration in policy, innovation network policy, procurement policy, innovation price policy, standards policy, regulation policy, and technology foresight policy. And the keywords are showed in the right of the table. right column of the table. And the CGP and population are used to measure the control variables. The CGDP is the 2020 GDP per capita of 13 provinces of China, and population is 2020 permanent resident population of 31 provinces of China. So after collecting all this data, I will use the regression model to analyze it. Firstly, I would like to analyze the effectiveness of supply side policy and the effectiveness of demand side innovation policies. And secondly, I would like to evaluate the effectiveness of different innovation policy instruments. So in this study, I evaluate 13 innovation policy instruments. And the results are as follows. So I found that wide variation in support of digital innovation across China's provinces and cities. So the mean of digital innovation policy issued by Chinese province is 57. However, the standard variation is 70.85, and the best of digital innovation policy number of a province is 302. And secondly, I found that a huge regional heterogeneity of digital innovation development in China. For example, coastal regions like Guangdong, Zhejiang, Jiangsu, Fujian, Shandong, Beijing, Tianjin, and Shanghai have launched more digital innovation policies. Southern province pay more attention on digital innovation than the northern province. And in the southwest, Sichuan, Chongqing, and Guizhou have launched more digital innovation policies than other provinces. And also, I found that Chinese government frequently use policy instruments such as cluster policy, direct support policy, procurement policy, and entrepreneurship policy to facilitate the digital economy. And I also found, and from the result of regression models, we could find that both demand and supply policies can significantly improve the development of the digital economic development. And since the coefficient of demand policy is much larger than the coefficient of supply policy, the demand side policy is more effective than the supply side policy. And from the result of the second regression model, we could find that policy variables like cluster policy and procurement policy have a significant positive association with the digital economy development. And this estimation results in indicate that the cluster policy and procurement policy are more effective than other policy tools when boosting China's digital economy. And notably, the effect of entrepreneurship policy is questionable since the coefficient of this variable is negative, and this effect is significant at 5% level. So the conclusion of my study is that in China, the provincial government most frequently use direct support to fund R&D and innovation, training and skills, and cluster policy instruments when formulating digital innovation policy to develop digital economy. Both demand and supply side policy effectively boost China's digital economy. The effects of the specific policy are heterogeneous. Class policy and procurement policy are significantly effective, and entrepreneurship policies have a negative association with the digital economy. So based on the conclusion of this study, I would like to propose some policy suggestions. For example, governments in different regions should consider the diversity of policy tools. And Yunnan, Beijing, and Shanxi governments should consider using more cluster policy to develop their digital economy. And the rest of the Chinese province, except Sichuan, Jiangsu, Gansu, Guizhou, and Shanxi, should use more procurement policies. So, and for the following, for the further research, because this study has some limitations. So, for example, so for the following research, I think the dependent variable will be measured by the ICT patterns in Chinese pattern data, and based on its IPC code of ICT patterns introduced by OECD in 2017. And secondly, 13 types of innovation policy instruments will be classified into supply side and demand side policy. Thirdly, more digital innovation policies will be collected using keywords like 5G, intelligent data, internet, cloud computing, robotics, and IoT. Fourthly, keywords that are used to classify the policy instruments will be improved so that the results of classification will be more accurate. So thank you very much. This is my presentation.